Hi, everyone. I'm Ed Lee, the founder of NowNFT.com, NOUNFT.com. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And if you've been paying attention to NFTs this past month, you probably heard about this collection developed by De-Collab's the Bored Ape Yacht Club. They seem to be everywhere, and just this past week, Post Malone purchased 2 Bored Ape NFTs and used one of them in his music video with The Weeknd. Today, I'll be talking about what I consider to be the secret sauce of the Bored Ape business model. It's a reason why they have surpassed $1 billion in sales just this year. I posted a research paper, or a draft of it, online, and I'll provide a link in the YouTube description where you can download this paper, and I welcome your thoughts and reactions to this theory that I have to explain the Bored Ape business model. Now, in the beginning of this month, Rolling Stone ran an extensive article about the history of the Bored Ape creators who are a part of what the business called the Yuga Labs. I commend this article to all of you to read if you're curious about how this started. But as you can tell from this title, 4 NFT novices created a $1 billion ecosystem of cartoon apes in a year. And it's a fascinating story. And that's why I wanted to post this video today about what I consider to be a secret sauce behind the success of this NFT collection. Now, the Yuga Labs is composed of 4 creators. They go by the handles of Goner, Gargamel, No Sass, and Emperor Tomato Ketchup. Yeah, those are fun names for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Kind of with the culture, you can get a sense of the culture of the business or startup. Now, they have produced this fascinating collection of 10,000 NFTs that are randomly generated from a computer program based on some creation of elements by them that are randomly then assigned to particular Bored Ape characters once they are created or minted upon the sale. And all 10,000 have been created and owned by various owners who purchased them this past year. Now, my theory is that the business model, one of the reasons for the success of the Bored Ape Yacht Club collection, is that it employs an unusual approach, a decentralized collaboration or De-Collab model in terms of the licenses that go with the NFT sales. Now, what is a decentralized collaboration model for NFTs? To understand that, I think we need to contrast it with the centralized model. A centralized model for collaboration is a classic hub and spoke model, where at the center, the hub is the IP owner, and the licenses are the spokes to third parties, typically corporations, other businesses, for uses of the intellectual property in certain contexts. So take, for instance, Walt Disney. Its intellectual property, its crown jewel, is the Mickey Mouse character. And Walt Disney owns the copyrights to it, Mickey Mouse, and also the trademark to Mickey Mouse, and has engaged in negotiations and license deals with various companies for uses of Mickey Mouse on apparel, such as with Lacoste, Levi's, Marc Jacobs, and also on toys with Legos and other various uses. Now, the benefits of using a centralized collaboration model is the IP owner, Walt Disney, exercises tighter control over its intellectual property, typically with the authority of final approval of any third-party uses under the licenses that it has struck with other businesses. This tighter control enables Walt Disney to exercise the ability to avoid or try to minimize tarnishment of its crown jewel, Mickey Mouse. There was a famous copyright case in 1978 in which there was the comic book series Air Pirates that used the Mickey Mouse character allegedly as a parody, but that was rejected by the court. use the Mickey Mouse character in a adult kind of setting with the comic book that Walt Disney objected to, and Walt Disney prevailed in that old case. Whether that case comes out differently under the more recent Supreme Court case, Campbell versus Acuff Rose, we can put aside for now. Now, one of the trade-offs in exercising tighter control over intellectual property is that it is less innovative. And the economic literature describes how that trade-off operates, but hopefully intuitively you can get a sense if only one company is deciding the uses of a particular character, it's sacrificing perhaps some more creative ideas that others can come up with because they have sort of a different mindset or a different perspective on how to use Mickey Mouse. But that is the trade-off with a centralized collaboration model. Now, what is happening with the NFT sales with Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs? The process of engaging in license deals is completely decentralized. So there is a blanket license of commercial use that Yuga Labs has granted as a part of the NFT sale. Now, this is unusual. Most NFT licenses that I've seen do not permit any commercial use of the underlying intellectual property that is associated with an NFT. And if they do allow commercial use, there's a cap, there's a limit on the revenue that can be generated by the buyer of the NFT annually. So let's say the cap is $100,000 of revenue. That's all you get under this license. Yuga Labs has gone completely the opposite direction. They have granted an unlimited license for commercial uses of the Bored Ape character associated with an NFT that has been purchased. Plus, that includes the right of the buyer to make a derivative work from that character. Already, we have seen some creative uses, commercial uses, and also derivative works of the Bored Apes that buyers have purchased. So take, for instance, I referenced Post Malone, who purchased 2 Bored Apes this week, and he used one of them in a music video with The Weeknd. It was sort of a product placement plug for the platform through which he purchased the Bored Ape NFTs, but nonetheless, you get to see the potential for a decentralized collaboration model. Post Malone does not need permission from Yuga Labs to do this. He purchased the NFT that comes with the commercial license. Likewise, Timbaland, the famous producer, purchased an NFT from this collection, and he's teamed up with other Bored Ape owners to create a production company called Ape in Production to form a hip hop band for the metaverse. So the Bored Ape characters will be a band, a hip hop band, and they will perform in the metaverse, which is the next phase of the internet. That's a topic for another video. Similarly, Jimmy McNellis owns 4 Bored Ape NFTs, and he agreed to a music deal with Universal Music to create a band called Kingship for the metaverse. So the metaverse is something that a lot of businesses are gearing up to be a part of. Jay Fettig, a owner of a brewery in Michigan, used his Bored Ape character as a part of an IPA that he developed. So using as a part of branding of a product line. Ty Halliburton, the NBA basketball player, used the Bored Ape that is associated with his NFT that he purchased on sneakers. So those are just 5 examples of how buyers of the Bored Ape NFTs have used them in creative ways, but these are just 5. Right now, there are over 5,900 owners of the Bored Ape NFTs, including some very famous celebrities like Tom Brady and Steph Curry and Snoop Dogg, etc. So you could imagine in the pipeline, some of these other owners of Bored Ape NFTs are developing commercial uses and potentially derivative works from the Bored Ape characters that are associated with the NFTs that they have purchased. Now, what are the benefits and trade-offs of this model? Well, obviously, the Yuga Labs has relinquished artistic control over those Bored Ape characters as a part of the blanket commercial use license that comes with the NFT sale. And relatedly, then, there is greater risk of tarnishment to the Bored Ape characters if, for instance, one of the owners of a Bored Ape NFT used a Bored Ape in pornography or other adult depictions that maybe the Yuga Labs might not have otherwise approved if they didn't grant a blanket license. Now, the flip side is, once you've engaged in a decentralized collaboration model or De-Collab, the uses are potentially more innovative because now you've unleashed here at least 5,900 owners to come up with creative uses of the Bored Apes that are associated with the NFTs they purchased. And presumably, like, the value of the entire Bored Ape ecosystem increases as each of these creative uses are made, and assuming they have some success, such as, let's say, Timberland's use of the Bored Apes in a hip hop band for the metaverse, that will increase the value of the entire ecosystem because the Bored Apes will become a bigger brand for whatever commercial uses that others want to make. And finally, I should mention another benefit of using a decentralized collaboration model. You reduce the transaction costs of not having to negotiate individual licenses for every single commercial use that you want to license as the IP owner. Relatedly, you've eliminated attorney's fees. You don't need attorneys, which is bad for me as a lawyer and my students who are going into the law. But a decentralized collaboration model reduces attorney's fees so that all you need would be an attorney at the outset to draft the blanket commercial license that goes with the NFT sale. Okay, just to review, the secret sauce of the Bored Ape Yacht Club business model is the adoption of a De-Collab model or license that gives a blanket license to buyers of the NFTs from the Bored Ape collection to make whatever commercial uses they want, and also to create derivative works off of the character or the Bored Ape character associated with the NFT they have purchased. Okay, so if you're curious to read more about this, as I said at the outset, I will provide the link in the YouTube information below for you to download the article that I have posted online. Would welcome any of your thoughts and reactions to this De-Collaboration model. Okay, so that's it for this week. Stay tuned for further episodes and do subscribe to the YouTube channel.